Hello, David here, and the project for today is replacing the coolant on a 2016 Toyota RAV4. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you just did this on a 2018 RAV4, and that's right. For one thing, I wanted to see if there's any difference in the process, and no, everything is exactly the same. You got a radiator with no filler cap. Everything goes through the expansion tank. The expansion tank is the same. And the petcock is in the same place. It's on the lower left side of the radiator. Does anyone know why they call it the petcock? Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, another difference, number two, is that on the 2018 RAV4, I used my Lyle spill-free funnel to burp out the air and fill the system. This time I'm going to try something new. I got this OEM Tools AIRVAC cooler refiller, and what this does is this creates a vacuum in the system so that once you're ready to refill with fresh coolant, the vacuum actually sucks the coolant into the system. It's supposed to reduce air bubbles. Now when I did the 2018 RAV4, I had no problems with air bubbles. It was very easy to burp the system. And I'm going to have the same easy task with this car, but I do have another car to do. I have a Toyota Prius, an 07, that I'm going to be doing, and I understand that is hard to burp the air out of the system or bleed the air out of the system. So I want to use it for that. And okay, what this tool does not do, it does not drain the coolant out of the system. So what I'm going to have to do is completely drain all the fluid out and then close off the petcock. And some cars have the heater core has a valve that turns on and off. In other words, when you turn the heat on in the cabin, that opens the valve for coolant to go through the heater core. I don't know if this car does it, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to turn the heat on full heat in the cabin. I'll turn the fan on, and I'll turn the ignition on while it's near the end of its drain cycle. Okay, so this is the OEM Tools Model 24444, made in Taiwan, also known as Free China. Let's see what's inside the box. Instruction sheet, parts list. Got the unit here. Looks pretty sturdy. This part's made out of aluminum. Got large levers on the valves. This is the tube that sucks the fresh antifreeze into the system. This part goes on here. The air compressor gets connected here with this fitting. These are the adapters to fit into your radiator or expansion tank. Can't find anything that fits. They got this tapered piece here, and that would fit on the end here. The screw cap looks like it might screw onto your radiator cap or expansion tank, but no. By turning this part expands to fill in on the adapter. So you just twist it, and that won't come off. It's got a gauge that reads inches of mercury, and then there's another graduation, which I don't know what that is. I need to make sure that this fitting fits properly and that it will fit onto my hose of my air compressor. Yeah, I wrapped some Teflon tape on this fitting. 16 millimeter on the larger bolt, 14 millimeter on the smaller bolt. By the way, none of these products are sponsoring me. I don't have any sponsors. All the coolant is drained now. If you want to see the process, I'll put the link in the upper right corner to my YouTube video, and if you're watching on Rumble, I'll put the link below in the description. Looks like this taper adapter is going to fit best. Gonna close both of these valves. Apply the shop air. Got my compressor set to 90 pounds. That's about where you want it, at least 25. It's at 26 now. Check this out. The radiator hoses have collapsed. That means the system is in vacuum. Now that I'm up to 26, I'm going to close this valve. Close that valve too. Next thing you want to do, make sure there's no leaks in the system by watching this needle. The meter should not be losing vacuum. So I'm going to wait a couple minutes. It's been a couple of minutes and I've not lost any appreciable vacuum. Since the coolant jug is black, you can't see the level, and you don't want it to suck up all the coolant, and then it would be sucking in air because you don't want air in the system. I transferred everything over to a clear milk jug. Going to put the end of the pickup tube into the milk jug. And since there's air in this hose, I'm going to try to bring the level of the coolant up to the end of the hose, and then I'll try to suck out some more vacuum. So I'm going to open this valve up. Whoop. Goes kind of fast. I don't know if you saw that. Okay, now let me... I'm concerned some coolant may come out of this tube, so I want to put a catch pan over there. Just need a flat spot here to rest that. Okay, let's start filling. I'm concerned that if I fill it up all the way up to the top, it might come out of this little overflow vent that's in the filler neck of the expansion tank. Okay, there's half a gallon. Stop it and add more coolant. And it stopped flowing. Okay. The expansion tank is right up to the full mark, so I'm going to stop here. I've got the engine running. I want to get it up to operating temperature. The heater in the cabin is on, the fan is on in the cabin, and I noticed the expansion tank already dropped to the low level, so I'm going to add some more coolant. While it's running, squeeze the lower radiator hose to burp out some more air. Right now the cabin is warm. The heater vents are blowing warm air, so that's a good sign. We got coolant circulating through the heater core. Over the next couple of days, you got to check the coolant daily. Drive it around a little bit, get it up to operating temperature. Then let it cool down completely before you open up the system. Never open the system when it's hot, because you could get scalded with hot water. There's no point in boring you with the details of bleeding the air out of the system. I'm going to end this video right now. I want to thank you guys and gals for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more great videos from David GPO.